So you want to know how to choose the right man without regret. By the end of this video, you will. Imagine your loved one has been arrested and charged with a serious crime. They're facing 25 years to life. The judge looks at the prosecutor and asks, "What evidence do you have?" The prosecutor says, "Your Honor, I trust my instincts. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my bones. I just know the defendant is guilty." Would that convince you? Would you let someone you love lose their freedom based on a feeling? Of course not. Because when the decision is serious enough, the feelings are not enough. So here's my question. If feelings are not enough to decide a courtroom case, why are women being told to use feelings, chemistry, butterflies, and attraction to decide who gets access to their hearts? That's what I want to talk about today. One of my daughters sent me a video with over 7 million views on how to choose a partner. And I understand why it has over 7 million views. Because a lot of women are just tired. Tired of choosing wrong. Tired of getting attached too soon. Tired of feeling like they've missed something they should have seen. Tired of spending time in a relationship only to find out it's not going anywhere. And one of the strongest ideas in the video is this. Sometimes we're not attracted to what is healthy. Sometimes we're attracted to what feels familiar. And that idea hit people hard. The comments were full of people saying, "That explains so much. I never thought about it that way. I understand myself better now. And I think there's value in that." But the comments also revealed something else. Because after all of that insight, people still had questions, a lot of them. And one of the biggest ones was this. Okay, but what do I do? That's a fair question, because understanding why you are attached to someone and knowing what to do about that attraction aren't the same thing. And this is where I think a lot of advice leaves women stuck. It explains the attraction, but it doesn't explain how to make the decision. And if you're trying to choose the right man without regret, that decision matters more than an explanation. The second thing I noticed in those comments was something very honest. People said things like, "I know he's not good for me. I know the pattern. I know the red flags, but I still feel pulled towards him." And I want to slow down here because this matters. That feeling does not mean you're foolish. It doesn't mean you're weak, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means you're human. Attraction, chemistry, feelings are all real. But here's where things get dangerous. Real doesn't mean reliable. Because think about what attraction doesn't do. It doesn't ask if he follows through on plans or disappears after making them. It doesn't ask, did he hold me all night and then barely reply the next day? It doesn't ask, did he say he missed me and then disappear? Attraction only answers one question. How do you feel about him right now? But it does not answer, is this person emotionally safe? This is why attraction alone should not decide access to you. It can introduce the person, but it should never approve the person. And then there's a third complaint from the comments. Some people say the advice felt interesting, but too abstract, too hard to apply. And I understand that too, because sometimes people leave these types of videos with better understanding, but still not know how to apply it. So let me give you a different way to think about this. If a man walks into your life and you feel something strong, that feeling is not the reason to give him access to your heart. That feeling is information. That's all. Because feelings can say, I like him, I want him, I feel chemistry, I feel safe. But feelings cannot answer the question that matters the most. Should he have access to my heart? That's the bigger question. And when access is given based on emotions, the rules usually get created in the moment. And rules created in emotional moments tend to change when the emotions change. That's why so many women end up replaying everything, asking themselves, did I misread this? Was I reading it wrong the whole time? Not because they chose wrong, but because they did not have a system to help them make the right choice. So let me give you one idea to think about. Not a full system. I don't have enough time in this video to do that. Just one idea. Before somebody gets access, they should qualify for access. Now think about how different that is from what many women are taught. A lot of dating advice sounds like this. Trust the spark, trust the chemistry, trust the vibe, trust your heart. But here's the problem. Your heart can want something before your brain have enough information to trust it. That doesn't make your heart bad. It just means feelings are not reliable enough to sit in the judge's chair. You're using your heart to make judgments for your heart? That doesn't seem reasonable. Would you allow the criminal to be the judge in his own trial? I didn't think so. So if you take nothing else from this video, take this. You don't need to stop feeling. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop asking feelings to do the job they were never qualified for. You can feel attracted. You can feel excited. You can feel hopeful and still slow down and observe his behavior. So you can decide carefully. That's how you choose the right man without regret. Because choosing wisely is not about killing attraction. It's about refusing to let attraction make the final call. The question is not, do I feel something? The question is, has the person earned the level of access I'm giving? If you got something from this video, put a blue heart in the comments. If you're already past the point of trying to figure him out and you need clarity in your actual situation, I made a video just for that moment. It's right here.